In 1942, the rolling hills of East Tennessee became part of the most significant defense strategy in the history of the United States, the Manhattan Project. As part of this effort, the U.S. government brought together the brightest minds and strongest arms from across the country to build a secret city that would become Oak Ridge. By September 1943, construction was underway on a 44-acre plant known as K-25. The four-story U-shaped structure would enrich uranium using a gaseous diffusion process. With a war raging overseas, workers felt an intense urgency and responsibility to achieve their mission at home, pushing K-25's construction to begin before the enrichment technology was even finalized. When the facility was completed 18 months later, the world's largest building was located in a town not recorded on any public map. Ultimately, its product would fuel one of the 2 atomic bombs that ended World War II. Over the next decade, another 4 uranium enrichment plants would join K-25. K-27 in 1945, K-29 and K-31 in 1951, and K-33 in 1954. For more than 40 years, the K-25 site evolved and adapted to meet the nation's changing defense and energy needs. A workforce that once helped end the Second World War went on to help win the Cold War and power the nation's nuclear reactors. Along the way, they achieved many other firsts, providing fuel to the first nuclear submarine and the first power reactor. Scientists at the site also helped identify ways to purify flu and polio vaccines, ushering in an age of more effective medicine. On August 27, 1985, all gaseous diffusion operations in Oak Ridge ceased. The workforce that had produced the nuclear fuel for weapons and reactors for 4 decades now turned its ingenuity to restoring the environment. The magnitude of their task would rival that of their predecessors, and again, the men and women of Oak Ridge would achieve a first. The site's skyline began to change in 2006, when the first gaseous diffusion plant, K-29, was demolished. In 2011, K-33 became the second GDP to fall. In 2013, the last wall of the mighty K-25 fell. And crews demolished the site's 4th GDP, K-31, in 2015. On August 30th, 2016, workers took down the last section of the 5th and final GDP, K-27. This historic moment marked the first time in the world that all of a site's uranium enrichment process buildings were removed. That task has included deactivating and dismantling 4.5 million square feet of radiological and chemically contaminated facilities and shipping more than 55,000 truckloads of debris. The achievement brings the Department of Energy closer to its ultimate vision for the site, now known as the East Tennessee Technology Park, as a privately owned and operated industrial park. As the department's environmental management program facilitates the site's transformation, it is becoming home to new businesses, historic landmarks, and conservation lands. Many generations have passed since workers first removed the dirt for the foundations of Oak Ridge's towering structures. But today's workforce still possesses the skill, drive, and imagination of their historic counterparts. Men and women who urgently pursued and achieved their missions with first-of-a-kind solutions.